Hello again. The Executive Director of the Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana, Professor Kwasi Prempeh, has voiced his disapproval of the Electoral Commission's EC's decision to approve 13 candidates for the upcoming 2024 presidential election. Speaking at a lecture commemorating the late legal luminary Akutu Ampao, he raised concerns about the integrity of the electoral process and suggested that some candidates may be proxies for the New Patriotic Party NPP and the National Democratic Congress NDC. Channel One News' Fauzu Masawudu has more in the following report.
On September 20, the Electoral Commission announced the approval of 13 out of 24 candidates to run in the 2024 presidential election, marking the highest participation ratio in a presidential election in the Fourth Republic. Professor Prempeh argued that the number could have been lower had the EC been more rigorous in the approval process.
There are 13 or so people on the ballot. I think if the Electoral Commission was more diligent and scrupulous, there would be fewer. One has to wonder why we have the numbers that we keep having on the ballot every election year, when in fact some of the requirements for being a party, separate from independent candidate. Clearly, you and I know most of these so-called parties on the ballot do not meet it. But there is folklore about why it is that they are on the ballot. And it is basically as proxies for one or the other of these two parties.
He contended that some of the minor parties serve as proxies for the major parties and criticized political entities for prioritizing partisan gains over national interest.
Of critical public problems comes from the story of Galamsey or illegal artisanal mining. Again, despite the scale and gravity of the devastation this widespread practice is causing to the country's ecology, water supply systems, and long-term public health, resolute action has not been forthcoming from the political classes. And here, they do not even pretend to conceal their self-serving reasons for not acting resolutely to stop the ecocide. If they did, they tell us, they risk losing votes in the illegal artisanal mining communities to their political rivals. Our democracy has been turned against us. Instead of a government of the people, by the people, for the people, we have ended up, it appears, with a government of the party, by the party, for the party.
Additionally, he advocated for reforms to address widespread concerns regarding the monetization of politics.
Parties really have become the conduits through which we recruit our political leadership. So if you want to make change, in many respects, if parties were democratic, deliberative bodies, policy-making bodies about ideas, a lot of people should be going through that. But our parties are not those. They are just election-winning machines that mobilize basically to win elections, and even their internal processes are not democratic. If you want to contest as a member of parliament, some of the criteria would say you have to show that you have nurtured the constituency. Do you understand what that means? Nurtured the constituency as a requirement for becoming a candidate in a party. It means you must have spent money in the preceding 4 years taking care of the party executives and the gatekeepers who are going to make it possible for you to become a candidate.
As campaign activities intensify in the lead-up to the December 7 elections, Suleiman Abrahima, Executive Director of the Media Foundation for West Africa, urged political actors to exercise caution in their statements, particularly during media engagements.
For example, at the Media Foundation, every election period, we do monitor, commentary in the media, how people are using language and so on and so forth. And we've gotten to a point where the people you name and shame are proud to use your report as their claim to fame. To basically say, look, we are the people fighting for our party, and look, our names are out there. I think that's where we've gotten to, where even though we have a multiplicity of media organizations, it's not about the issues, it's about, insult, attacks, and what people think can help them gain traction within their media ecosystem.
As the 2024 general election inches closer, calls have intensified for the need to move towards a nationalistic approach other than a partisanship approach in strengthening the country's democracy. For Channel One News, my name is Fauzu Masaudu.